Welcome back. It's Catherine with SafeTechie.com, and today we're going to be discussing an introduction to devices. So when we're talking about devices, which I'll define as anything that's going to connect to the internet, and in particular things that your children will use. And so there's kind of two realms of devices. There's the devices that are going to stay in your home or that are brought into your home, which would be all kind of looked out, monitored, blocked by your clean router, right? They're all connected to your clean router, the Wi-Fi. The clean router is going to take care of it, block things that need to be blocked, monitor any of the websites that go to. Well, on the other side are, what about the devices that leave your home? And how do you protect your kids, especially young children, when they're out and about and visiting different websites outside of your clean router? Well, for starters, let's discuss the types of devices. So these are devices that are leaving your home. The three types of devices that you're going to have to address are first computers, so laptops, netbooks, anything that is anything that's leaving your home that is running either like a Windows computer or a Macintosh computer. Your Apple iOS refers to mobile devices that are Apple. So your iPhones, tablets, iPhone, iPads, iPad mini, so forth. And then the Android. So these are the three big categories. The Androids would be Android smartphones, tablets, those types of devices. And so these three, the computers, the Apple iOS, the Androids, are the three categories of devices that are leaving your home that your children are using and that you need to figure out, how do you protect them? How do you figure out or block the information that they're accessing maybe inappropriately? So to answer that question, there are tons of solutions that are out there. So looking, if you went online and said, family monitoring or internet safety for Androids, you would get all of these websites back for this is the best one for Android, but not really the best one for Apple. And this is the best one for laptops, but we don't have, any type of software that works with iOS or Android. So there's a lot of kind of confusion of what devices are best or what software are best for what devices. So let's go through each one. This is my recommendation for the best products or the best software that will help your kids be safe on each of those different devices. So starting with computers, my go-to and my recommendation is a program called Custodio. In the next video, we're going to walk through how you set up Custodio on a laptop. So this is going to work on Apple. It's going to work on your Windows computers. So if your child has a laptop, you can install this on it, and it would monitor all sorts of things. You can do, web browsing, but you could also turn on functions that would do social activities. So you could figure out, are they messaging or chatting with people inappropriately as well. Apple would go in, so the iPhone, iPad, there are two things that we'll discuss. First is enabling restrictions. So restrictions are turning off, Safari, turning off their ability to install applications, things like that. And then MobiSip is a program that it's a web browser, meaning that it's an application that allows them to visit different websites, but it does it in a way that can monitor the websites that they go to. And then Android has this thing called Kid Zone, which is awesome. And so I'll show you how to turn that on. And especially for young kids, it basically locks them into this kind of little environment. It's like this little phone that they have within a phone. And it lets them, you can put all sorts of apps on there. You can put Netflix on there. They can do what they want to do, but they can't install apps and they don't have access to maybe inappropriate apps that you don't want them to have. But they get kind of locked in this environment. It's awesome. And then again, MobiSip as well on the Android. So these are the main solutions that I recommend. So basically, it's just using your laptop's going to have that Custodio program, and then your iOS, your Android, so your mobile devices are going to use the MobiSip program. So let's continue our path of taking action to a stronger and safer family. You understand the risks of the internet. You've begun your conversation with your family, and now we're protecting the actual internet access that your children have. So you understand your internet and your network. You're protecting the router with a clean router, and then you have your individual devices that we're going to go through now. And then lastly, we'll touch on maintaining that open communication in the long run. So thank you so much for joining us. We are one step closer to safer technologies, smarter kids, and stronger families.